is a legend. A legend many say is true. This is the legend of a mighty Indian brave and a great Indian nation. This is the legend of Istrouma. Let us go back. Turn back the pages of time to a land that was once long ago. This land, this very place right where you sit today. To the east, the land of the Cherokee. To the north, the land of the Choctaw. To the west, the land of the Comanche. And right here in this very spot, many years ago, lived two tribes of proud and noble Indians, the Homa and the Bayou Gula. The countryside with its tall trees and the river with its rushing waters were filled with wild animals and fish that provided a perfect hunting and fishing haven for the red people. And there in a clearing near the great Mississippi River, teepees grew into a picturesque Indian village yet unnamed, but destined to become one of the most important landmarks in North America. Here the chiefs of the two tribes met to mark the division of the lands of the two nations, and erected a pole tall on a cliff, and painted it red as a boundary line between the two tribes. Thus, Isse Trouma, meaning red stick, marked the site of the Indian campfire. The years passed. Isse Trouma became known as Istrouma, and the Indians living near as the Istrouma Indians. So bountiful the land proved that Indians came from far and wide to make a new home. So great became the population that Istrouma grew into a mighty Indian nation, the land of Istrouma. Listen to the words of our alma mater, composed by one of our own students. Here roamed of old the red man. Here stood his skin teepee. Here crossed the mystic red stick. 'Tis Istrouma, 'tis Istrouma, 'tis Istrouma, cried the tree. So it was, the legend has it, that once in that long ago, a young Indian boy who was called by his people Nawaganti grew into manhood and became a brave. As a boy and then a brave, Nawaganti was loved by his people. And wherever Nawaganti wandered, all who saw him watched with proud and loving eyes. Listen to the sound of the rushing wind. Nawaganti, brave and strong. Listen to the sound of the thunder. Nawaganti, mighty warrior. Listen to the rushing of the mighty Father of Waters as it races to the sea. Nawaganti, kind and good. And one proud day in the strength and prime of his youth, Nawaganti became the chief of all the Indian nation of Istrouma, and ruled his people with austerity, dignity, stern justice, and fierce loyalty. In the early dawn, Nawaganti's people would see him there standing tall atop the cliff beside the red pole, his arms stretched out in prayer to the Great Spirit for his people. In the afternoon, Nawaganti stood, shading his eyes from the sun, looking far, far into the distance, watching over his people. The Indian nation loved their mighty leader and lived lives of contentment in their new-found land of plenty. Then one day along the riverbanks and from out of the forest came men with white skins and strange dress, carrying long sticks that killed with thunder. The Indian people became frightened, and Nawaganti alarmed because these strange white men, French explorers, wanted to take the land from the Indians and make it a land for the white man. Nawaganti, fiercely loyal to his people, called a great war council, and for the first and last time, the dancers of Nawaganti danced their great war dance and followed Nawaganti into battle. One by one they fell, and the last to fall was Nawaganti, the mightiest warrior of them all. His people were driven from their villages and homes. Only the reddened pole remained tall on the cliff, and the white men changed the name, Isse Trouma, Red Stick, into their own French language, and called it Baton Rouge. This, then, is the legend of Istrouma. And 'tis said down through the ages, Nawaganti still walks the land, treads the paths he once defended, where now stands this school so grand, and this new land of Istrouma. Nawaganti rules as long ago, for 'tis said he lends his spirit, ever loyal, brave, and true.